Hello everyone, I come to you with an apology as we start Heartstopper Season 2 on the channel with a really great positive front. I just recorded the first 2 episodes of the season, sat down to edit them, and Coco the Clown here, if there weren't already enough things in the universe saying, Liam, you need to stop doing this, you're not very good at it anymore, it's this. I completely mucked up setting up my recording and setting up the sound for the recording. I forgot to mute my webcam, so it's recording my audio from the webcam and my microphone simultaneously, which, as you can imagine, put those two together, it sounds awful. So the audio for episodes 1 and 2 is like weirdly like doubled and glitchy and just rubbish to listen to. Nothing I can do about it now. To re-record the episodes, it wouldn't be much of a reaction, would it? Because I've already seen them. So I'm really angry at myself. I'm so annoyed at myself for doing that. I'm gutted. All that build up for season coming out. I've been really looking forward to recording these, and I've already tainted the experience for myself by mucking it up like that. And it's going to just be awful for you guys to listen to those first 2. So I'm really sorry about that. Hopefully from episode 3 onwards, the problem will be fixed. I'll know if I listen to this and the audio's okay. But yeah, I'm really sorry that I've really mucked up those first 2 reactions for you guys. But I hope you can enjoy them anyway. Hello everyone, welcome back to more Heartstopper. Season 2 just dropped literally a few minutes ago for me. And I am very, very excited for the return of the wholesomeness. Obviously I did react to the first series when that dropped. And I was really taken by surprise by how much I loved it. It wasn't kind of a show I'd covered on the channel before, but it ended up being an amazing kind of wholesome show. It was the best reacting experience to a show I've had. The show itself was great. I think there's a lot to kind of discuss around it. I thought the community was really great around it as well. Everyone in the comments was really lovely and kind and everything. So I had an absolute blast across those couple of days reacting to season 1. I knew when season 2 came out, I would have to check it out as well and react to it. I did say that when it got renewed. Obviously, my life's changed quite a bit since season 1 dropped. This isn't my job anymore. So in terms of me getting the episodes out, my plan is I do have the day off work today. It just worked out that way. It's quite blessed really. So in terms of with season 1, I watched and posted the entire season in 3 days. Don't know if that's going to be happening this time. The plan is for me today, because I do have the day off, I want to at least watch all of it and get it all recorded. And then I'm going to edit when I can. I'd like to get a few episodes up the day it comes out, at least. But I really don't know if I'm going to watch the entire thing and then start editing, or maybe I'll watch 2 and then start editing. I really don't know how I'm going to do it yet. So it might be, weeks and weeks in between uploads, because I'm just maybe not going to have time to edit stuff. So apologies for that, but, that's kind of how it's unfortunately worked out for me in regards to YouTube. So I will do my best to get it out as quickly as possible. I hope that is the case, to try and maybe post a couple a day. But I'm not sure. If I don't get the season done today, it's currently Thursday for me. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Ignore me. If I don't get the season watched today, I won't be able to watch any more until Sunday. So we'll see how it works out. Basically, wait and see. But yeah, there's also going to be full reactions to all the episodes on Patreon as well, if you are so inclined to check those out. But regardless, I am so excited to get into this season and see what's next for Nick and Charlie and all the others as well. In the interim between seasons as well, I have actually read the graphic novels, in terms of at least what's published. So like volumes 1 to 4, I've now read them on a recommendation from my friend Amy. They were very good. I can't remember all the details now, because I did basically read them as soon as season 1 had finished for me. But it means I do know a few things to expect from this season in particular. I won't talk about them right now, obviously. I'll talk about them when we get to them, because some people may not have read them, and I don't want to spoil that for anyone. We'll experience it together, but I'm sure there'll be some surprises in there as well, because reading the novels, the graphic novels I should say, and the comics, however you want to call them, that really did show me just how much the show kind of changed things up. I would say for the better, in terms of like the side characters. Like, Tara and Darcy and Tao and Elle, they're barely in the graphic novels. They don't really have much of a presence. So the show gave them a lot to do, which is great. And obviously, I think Isaac is like an original character in the show compared to, he does kind of sort of have a counterpart in the novels, but you know, I think there's going to be more for Isaac to do in the show in general, and particularly with this season from what we've been hearing, which is also exciting. So yeah, I'm so hyped to dive in to the episodes and see what's going to go down. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Look how happy he is. It's just so wholesome.
I came out to my mum last night. Oh my god, how did it go? Really
well? Oh wow, it's just the next day. I love that from the outside, Charlie's in the same place as the start of season 1 with Ben, but it's just so different.
Oh, just let me win, Charlie!
He's still shit. Oh.
That was uncalled for.
The wholesome vibes. I welcome them fully.
I have a boyfriend! Yes, we're all fully aware. And he's amazing. I mean, how? Yeah, he's okay.
That's progress.
Are you giving Charlie relationship advice?
Ah! Rude! I know lots about relationships. Excuse me.
Your excuse.
You're gonna let her have it, of course you are.
You won. Friends got it.
Take it.
Yeah, keep walking. And fuck you! Not you, Imogen, you're lovely. And fuck you, Ben.
I need to Brooklyn because that's where I want to live someday.
Oh, she's got a new dog.
Also fancy someone else now.
Really? Who?
His name's Charlie Spring.
And if you have any romantic developments, I'll tell you all about them.
Well, she'd be a good person to come out to. I think she kind of suspected after the finale. Oh dear. Oh boy.
Break my rules and you go straight to isolation for the day.
Oh, fuck off, Ben. Ugh.
You're just gonna ignore me for 2 weeks then?
I would.
I want to rejoin the rugby team.
Oh, okay. Oh, so they can spend more time together.
I want to. Otherwise we'll barely see each other this time.
Aw.
What? You still in a mood with us?
Ugh.
Let's go, lads! We'll be playing like girls lately.
I just hate it.
Ball! Come on, man! Pass the ball, man!
Why aren't you guys playing like a team?
Because they're all dickheads, that's why.
Sometimes I think he might like me back, but other times it's probably just Tal being weird. But maybe being weird is how he expresses his romantic feelings. Personally,
That's how I do it.
My mum's been moaning at me to get a haircut.
Thank God for your mum.
It's cute, Mom. But it'd look cute short too. You should do what you want.
Got you a present. What? Why? Because we've been going out for 2 months.
Oh, they're so sweet. Especially with the chocolate bar, yes.
And that's why we shouldn't kiss at school. Oh, but kissing's so fun. You getting outed because we get caught kissing is not. You don't have to tell everyone, or anyone if you don't want to. You're making it really sweet. I'm being serious. So am I.
You only just told your mum. That's a big step in itself.
You can invite some of your friends over.
I treasure my alone time.
Mood.
And everything about tonight needs to be perfect.
Are you getting graded for it?
Oh, I love her. She's so good. Okay, I do think that's a lot for just the two of them. I'm glad everyone's coming over. The if you were a worm meme. Oh. It's feeling lonely. Does that have someone? Hey.
Come in.
Wait,
Let me show you what's.
I'm here for her joining the group.
Gonna tell her today.
it'll be fun. She's an ally.
I thought they'd reference that at some point.
It's me and Charlie. We're in the same form, and yeah.
Cute. Oh my god, I'm so ready for pizza.
Me, every day of my life.
Have your eyes ever bad?
Well, my coursework needs to be amazing if I'm going to use it to get into art college.
I could be your model.
Yeah.
You'll be like one of your French girls.
Is this supposed to be inspiring? Look at me.
Sorry.
I'll go order our pizzas. Do you want Hawaiian?
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
He doesn't want Hawaiian, he wants you. Not on pizza, I would hope. That's cannibalism. That's a good turn. Fucking hell. Aww. Wholesome vibes. I really want to see these two become good friends.
You and Al have been doing work like all afternoon.
We're not dating.
Oh no,
She's my friend. She's my best friend, and it's none of your business.
Oh dear.
Charlie, can I use the bathroom?
Yeah, sure. I'll show you where it is.
Oh. Aww.
It's kind of hard to.
Is it about you and Charlie?
Yes.
Oh my god. I should have let you say it. It's just... It is kind of obvious. It doesn't even make sense.
I thought she knew.
I'm bisexual, actually.
Oh.
Aww.
I'm sorry, I don't actually know how to react.
You have to tell me about your crush.
Fine, okay. It's Ben.
Oh no! Oh fucking hell! Shit. No, you don't need to get over him. I love them all. Such a good set of characters. Go on, kiss him. Yes. They've come so far already.
He's my boyfriend. You're surprised. Gay or bisexual, Nick is banned from sleepovers from now on. What? Yeah, there will be no
Oh dear.
hanky in this house.
Please don't say hanky-panky. You're not worried
About what?
about getting bullied again?
It's not going to be like when I got outed.
No. I like that she's worried for him.
I can make sure that he never feels pressured, stressed, scared. Everything's going to be perfect.
I hope so. It's episode 1, so well, that was a really great first episode back. Very much so just picking up where we left off the day after Nick had come out to his mum. It was nice that, I think they did move some pieces forward in terms of like the grand story by, I guess, setting the stage for this season, mentioning like the trip to Paris. Nick coming out to Imogen, even though she already knew, it's still like a big step that Nick was prepared to tell her in that moment. But it was also a really nice kind of reintroduction to the characters, like, okay, here's what's happening with these two, here's what's happening with these two. Stuff like that. Just kind of setting the stage for, I guess, some of the main dilemmas to come. There's a few new obstacles for Nick and Charlie to overcome. Now that, Charlie's told his parents about them, it might be more difficult for them to hang out at Charlie's place. Nick's obviously going to be spending a couple of weeks doing like studying for his GCSEs, so they're not going to see each other that much. But the idea that Charlie's rejoined the rugby team so they can spend more time together, very wholesome, but that does also mean Charlie's spending more time with that fucking dickhead Harry. So, we'll see how that all unfolds, because obviously Harry hasn't changed a bit, but I guess he hasn't had time to change if he's going to. Maybe he's just going to be a dickhead forever. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, it was just wholesome seeing all these characters again, and seeing, you know, the group just hanging out at Charlie's was a great moment. Imogen sort of somewhat, I think, joining that group as well, which is great, because she is an ally. I love that they mentioned that, because that was kind of one of the iconic moments from season 1, wasn't it? Everyone was quoting that. And it did feel like, I think, the next step for Nick in terms of who he would come out to next after his mum. You know, Imogen, you know, from his perspective, you know, is a good friend, as someone that he's already kind of found a way of understanding her, and they've come to an understanding before in regards to, you know, when he told her that he wants to just be friends and everything. So they have kind of, it's not like they've never sat down and had like a deep conversation or anything, so it's not unprecedented to try and talk to her in that way in regards to Nick. So I thought that was just the next logical stepping point. As an audience point of view, you know, we saw that look she gave them in the finale where Nick led Charlie away at the rugby match. So, you know, I was pretty sure she knew already, and obviously she did. So that, I guess that makes the process easier. But I'm sure it's not going to be, I guess, that easy for Nick to come out to people in the future, because there may be some people who are just caught off guard. But yeah, I really enjoyed Imogen kind of joining the group. I'm glad that she still has a presence in the show. She still has some stuff to do, because that whole stuff with Imogen also isn't in the graphic novel, as I realised when I read them. So she's kind of a new character for the show as well. So I think she's a really great addition. I know some people really don't like Imogen. I don't know why. You know, she didn't do anything wrong in season 1. You know, technically she was an obstacle for Nick and Charlie, but it was never going to go that way anyway. And when she was like, my new crush is Ben, my god. Oh boy. It shouldn't have been funny, but my god, it was. So yeah, feel bad for Imogen, because obviously that's going to go even worse with Ben. Because, you know, I mean, he's A, gay, B, a dick. So, yeah. Maybe some of her taste needs refining, but I did like her kind of being more integrated with the main group. You know, the fact that she didn't know how to react to Nick coming out, which I imagine is also kind of a valid response. So that was a really cool little moment. I'm glad that, you know, Nick has taken those steps to come out to more people. That's going to make him happier in the long run. It's making Charlie happy as well, the more people know about him and Nick, to the extent where he can then tell his parents that him and Nick are together. I mean, you know, their reactions to it are understandable, in like, they want sleepovers and stuff like that. But, yeah, that's just more and more restriction, and yeah. No matter who Charlie was dating, yeah, that would be the reaction. So you can kind of get it, but also it's frustrating from our point of view, I guess, because, you know, we know they're sensible, and, you know, no hanky-panky would be occurring. So, yeah, we'll see if that is, I guess, another obstacle to them adding to, like, you know, Charlie was talking about the pressure and stuff that he doesn't want Nick to feel that he himself went through. And I was particularly, like, saw his reaction when Charlie was saying that. You know, she was quite serious there, so I did like that they're showing, you know, that sibling bond between those two, and she has her concerns about it all happening all over again, once people find out about him and Nick, if he gets bullied again. And yeah, there does seem to be that element of pressure that Charlie was talking about. Even in season 1, he kind of had that moment with Tori where he was kind of breaking down, thinking everything was his fault about what was going on with Nick. And, you know, I think some of that pressure is continuing into the season. And, you know, I think they are, having read the source material, you know, I think they are setting the stage for things with Charlie, which I'm sure we'll talk about in future episodes this season. But, you know, I can very much see where that's going. Would I have seen it if I didn't know? I'm not sure. But yeah, we'll talk about that probably retroactively in future. But it's nice that I think Charlie's definitely going to be getting a story separate. It's just his own story. It's not like him and Nick, or Nick is the only thing that is his story in the show. In that sense, I like that independently. I think Nick and Charlie are going to have their own little stories as well, which is good because they're not entirely defined by their relationship with each other. That's not all they are. So I am glad that their characters are being expanded as individuals as well, and they're kind of pinpointing different, I think, relationships outside of just Nick and Charlie to kind of explore a bit, like Charlie and Tori. Nick and Tao had a nice moment. Well, I say nice. It was nice to see them have a moment. The moment itself didn't go too well. But maybe building up some stepping stones with those two getting closer as well, which I would love to see personally. Tao at the start of the episode was like, yeah, he's fine, I guess. So progress is being made, slowly but surely. But yeah, I like that they had a bit of a moment, and Nick is trying, I think, to reach out to Tao and try and make that bond, because he obviously knows how important Tao is to Charlie as well, so he wants to be important to Tao in return. So yeah, it was just cool kind of seeing all these guys again. Nick and Charlie still like the honeymoon phase, still very, very wholesome. I did like their moment in the locker room and stuff, where it was like talk about 2-month anniversary and stuff. So they continue to be absolutely adorable. And then Tara and Darcy, we saw bits and pieces of them. They just seem kind of happy and content right now. I'm sure they're going to get more of a story based on the trailer in later episodes. They're just kind of still high on vibes right now, I think, those two. Just enjoying the chaos. But, they were kind of part of encouraging Nick to come out to Imogen. Just that whole group kind of cheering Nick on was incredibly wholesome to see. Isaac, he had a little moment where I think he felt quite left out. Everyone has their pairs in the group, and then it's just him there. And I mean, again, from the trailers, we know I think he's going to be getting a bit of focus in his own little side story, which I do think he was due after season 1. He was just kind of idly in season 1, and we loved him for it. But I am glad he seems to be getting his own little story in this season, so that's great. And Tao and Elle, oh boy, it's going to be like a will they, won't they? As it kind of was in the back half of season 1. That's not going anywhere. Elle, with Tara and Darcy's encouragement, she's kind of trying to, I guess, change their dynamic and change the vibe between them a bit. Hopefully Tao can respond to that in a way that's not just, classic British awkwardness. That's just something they're going to have to work through. But I'm really intrigued to see where that's going to go, because I am, I'm very much rooting for Tao and Elle this season. So hopefully that's going to have a bit of focus as well. The fact that they're kind of really leaning into that just in episode 1 of the season, there's plenty of time to continue exploring that relationship. So yeah, I'm excited to see more of that. Who else did we have? I mean, Coach Singh, we saw her very briefly, but it's cool to see her. Fuck Harry. I just can't stand Harry. Absolutely get fucked. Unfortunate that Nick is sat next to Ben during this study thing at school. And Ben just, I guess, kind of stirring the pot a little bit. So he's still just Ben. Fuck Ben. And poor Imogen. Imogen, please. Please. Oh, God. Bless her. And then we had Mr. Farouk, who I think I remember from the source material as well, is one of the teachers. So I think we're going to see more of him as well. I mean, first impression, he's just a strict teacher, but I'm sure there's going to be some layers to him that they can peel back in time. And yeah, I guess that's kind of it. It's just really a welcome back, I guess, for all these characters again, while some kind of instrumental character beats are being hit. Tao and Elle, the chemistry's still there. It's still going to be a bit of a thing for them to work through. Little kind of nuggets, I guess, of things being set up for like characters like Isaac, Charlie as well, and Nick coming out to Imogen's a big deal. So yeah, it's nice to kind of have an episode where some stuff is moved forward, but I think for the most part it's just reintroducing everyone, seeing like, oh, this is what these two, this is what their dynamic's like, this is what their dynamic's like, this is what the group is like together. And I guess maybe bringing Imogen into that as well. Just so we can now be like, okay, we know where everyone stands, we know where things might go with some of these characters. now let's explore that for the next 7 episodes, because there's plenty of time to do that. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to carry on and see what's going to happen next. Certainly setting the stage for some interesting things I'm looking forward to seeing. And hopefully we can just hold on to the wholesome vibes that bit longer. There definitely felt like more maturity, I think, to this episode than season 1. You know, like the little moments with like the animations when they're like touching and stuff like that, and the leaves blowing. There wasn't as much of that in this. There, you know, still obviously there's a few moments, and I'm sure there still will be, because that's kind of the thing. And like the very start of the episode, like the whole montage with Nick and Charlie, you know, they were kind of, that was being organised in like a cartoon sort of way, in terms of, you know, like a comic book kind of, you know, split into squares, stuff like that. But that was more so heavily in the start of the episode. So it feels like there's a maturity coming into the show by, you know, not having as much of that kind of thing in there, at least for now. So I am intrigued to see how that affects things and affects the story they're trying to tell with this season going forward. So I think they've laid the groundwork for a really, really strong season 2. That's a great opening episode. It's just nice to kind of see all those characters again and get slight hints of where it all might go. But yeah, very, very excited to carry on. I think I'm going to watch episode 2 right now, for me, obviously not for you. And then maybe edit these first 2 and get them up, and then I'll just binge the rest from there, perhaps. I'm still working it out, but I think that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, great first episode. So glad Heartstopper's back. I hope you enjoyed the reaction, I guess. It's been a long time since season 1 dropped, so if, you know, some of you guys remember me back in the day, hello again. Or hello to anyone who's new. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying where things could be going with this season, and I'm looking forward to seeing how much wholesome vibes continue, how much angst there might be. So yeah, great start to the season. So glad the show's back, and until my next reaction, thanks for watching.